Hello students, today we are going to go over prime factorization. It's very simple. We start off with a particular number. It will either be given to you in a word problem or I will give you a number and it will ask for you to find the prime factorization of that number. The word prime just means a number that has two factors, itself and one. Factorization is the factor of the number, okay? Something that multiplied by another number to give you this product, 40. So in this case, we'll start with 40, the prime factorization of 40. The first thing I would do is I would think of two numbers that can multiply together to give me 40. Those are factors of 40, okay? So right away, I think of 4 and 10. So I would make my little tree, put 4 on one side and 10 on another side. And there's an invisible multiplication sign between those two because 4 and 10 are factors of 40. Then I will continue because 4 is a composite number. That means that there's two other factors besides 4 and 1 that can multiply together to give me 4. In this case, what times what gives me 4 except for 4 times 1? 2 times 2. And I'll put my invisible multiplication sign right there. Now I look at 10, and 10 is also a composite number. So that means that there is another set of factors that multiply together to give me 10, besides 10 times 1. Those two numbers are 2 times 5. Invisible multiplication sign right there. And I look at these numbers that I have in my tree. I have 2, 2, 2, and 5. And I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, are these prime numbers or are they composite number? 2 is a prime number because the only two factors for 2 are 2 and 1. 5 is a prime number because the only two factors for 5 is 5 and 1. So this is my prime factorization of 40. It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Now, if I want to write this in exponential form, I have 1, 2, 3 2's. That will be 2 to the third power times 5. Bring down my 5. If I want to check my work, I can easily multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 5, and my answer should be 40. Remember, the prime factorization of any number are the prime factors of that number. 2, 2, 2, and 5 are all prime numbers. So you start off with the number, you find two factors of that number, any two, and then you continue to break down, find the factors of your composite numbers until you end up with all prime numbers. And that is your prime factorization. So my prime factorization for 40 is 2 to the third power times 5. Let's do one more very quickly. The next, I would probably use 45. And I would think to myself right away, what two numbers multiply together to give me 45? Right away, I would think of 9 and 5. And I'll put my invisible multiplication right there. So 9 and 5 are factors of 45. I look at 9, I say, is 9 a prime number or a composite number? It is a composite number because 9 times 1 is 9, but there are other factors for 9. That's what makes it a composite number. Okay? So I would automatically think of 3 times 3. Put my invisible multiplication sign. Now I look at my 5. Is my 5 a composite or a prime number? It is a prime number. I cannot, nothing else, no other, I don't have any other factors for 5 besides 5 times 1. Okay? So 5 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, and 3 is a prime number. So I have completed my prime factorization for 45, which is 3, which is 3, times 3 times 5. And if I wanted to write this in exponential form, it would be 3 to the second power times 5. And if I wanted to check my work, I will multiply 3 times 5, and my answer should be 45. Remember, prime factorization is basically finding your prime factors of the particular number. Okay? I hope this makes sense. I hope you understood it. We will go over it some more in class. Bye.